Alright guys, welcome back. Episode 23 of Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I think that we lost some footage somewhere because this doesn't really look like the maze that we were in a second ago, does it? Nope. Instead, this is what lies after you get all of the golden tickets. This is the boss area, and there are a couple of different places for you to go in here, and a couple of little robots hiding around trying to kill you. And even more robots. And squeaky chairs. All kinds of fun stuff. We got a level up there, so that's good for our team. And actually, I take it back. I think that what happened is that I ran back to revive my team. So we ran all the way back to the big top to revive the team. Now we can hand over both golden tickets and enter the funhouse. Now, the thing that was cut out, I think, was Miss Marvel and Venom going over and, well, actually probably getting Spider-Man and Captain America back, and then going over and getting in the final obstacle, which is a bumper car mission against a lot of arcades dudes. But once you're allowed into the funhouse here, there are 3 doors. The first door goes in this direction, and we're running into some clowns, but we'll get rid of them pretty quick. Let's see where we're going. Okay, we got curl around. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to get around there. Somebody over here, energy resistant clowns. Again, good that we're Spider-Man for this particular section, just because we fire projectiles, but they're physical damage, not energy damage. And I just picked up a free ultimate gauge. So now 3 of my characters have got ultimate gauges ready to go. And that shadow going through that fan is really playing with me, because there's not really an obstacle there, but it sort of looks like there's one. And then we have a giant game of Pong. Now you want to keep your guys behind the white thing. The balls will spawn. Well, okay. To get the ball to respawn, you have to grab the paddle again. But your objective is to get rid of all the little objects up here. And it's really just a matter of timing, but you get to do it an infinite number of chances. The only thing that you can't let happen is you can't let your team get hit by the ball. Alright, so we're coming down. Okay, just 2 left. And that opens door number 2. Now, door number 2 is the one, door number 2 is the main door. Okay, we don't need to go back in here. But again, it's dark, and I'm having a hard time figuring out where to go. Aha! More arcane androids. And see, here's an example of the Venom android. And the other one, I believe, is a Miss Marvel android. So that can throw you off. See, here's the Captain America version. And because we walked right next to him and weren't looking at him, he didn't register as an enemy at first. So that threw me off. But we're going to go out of door number 2 here and into, or door number 1 and over to, well, we're going to blow that up. Now, door number 2 is open. So, let's take a look in here. And it's another finger pulling thing. Alright, and so I'm just going to use some ultimate attacks to wipe out all the enemies in the room.
I hope this wasn't your day job.
Although I'm not sure Captain America did all that much with his. And so now we have open access to room number 2. If we want it. So, where do I want to go? Alright. Okay, here's more arcade baddies over here. Clowns this time. Up now, some androids back here. And this door is open now. And here's some more androids. This time they're elemental resistant. As far as I know, Spider-Man's web attacks are not elemental attacks. They are just regular physical damage type attacks. So I don't think that made any difference necessarily. Okay, here's another door. And yeah, not appreciating the guys in the boxes. Okay, this looks significant. Okay, it's another pull the finger thing. Okay, and that brings us down here. Alright, now for the longest time, I wasn't sure how to defeat this boss, but you use the cannons on sides of the room to access the top of his head in order to get his robot to hit himself. And then you repeat that process. This took me a long time to sort of figure out that that's what they wanted me to do. It also took me a long time to figure out how to get him within range of the cannons. If you see that little blue circle on the floor there, he needs to be at around that point before you start firing yourself from one of the cannon launching spots. And so you can see it's going to take him about 4 or 5 hits before he goes down doing this. The cannon launch spots are these little brown panels in the middle of the floor, which is another thing you have to be aware of, because I didn't realize at first that's how you got into the cannons. I kept trying to go over to the cannons and do it that way. Alright, so he's got 1 or possibly 2 more hits. Okay, so 1 more hit and he should be taken care of.
How about some help here? Can I stop and let you catch your breath?
There are some enemies that will spawn on the floor, and they can be annoying as you're trying to run around, so I just cleared them out with a ultimate attack that had built up. And this is what happens if you miss an arcade's not in the right spot. You just go flying. So now we're on top of him. This should be the last hit. There we go.
Why, if it isn't Captain America, I'd salute, but I think my arm is broken.
I've got no time for your jokes, Arcade. Tell me where Nightcrawler is before I really do break your arm.
Cappy!
I'm pretty sure that's a rather
I didn't think you'd resort to torture.
After what you did to Jean Grey,
un-Captain America
it would be just
thing to say.
Now talk before I do something you'll regret.
Okay. Enough of the rough stuff. Dr. Doom used the mutant amplifier.
Why? What good would it do to supercharge Nightcrawler's powers?
Think about it, Boy Scout. With enough power, Nightcrawler could open a portal to anywhere. And it just so happens Doom wanted to go to Mephisto's realm. And before you ask, no, I don't know why they went there.
Then we're done here. Let's get back to headquarters, team. We've got a rescue to prepare for.
Alright, so we defeated Arcade, and we found out that Nightcrawler has been taken to Mephisto's realm, which is sort of the Marvel analog for Hell, but it's never really explicitly referred to that way in order to keep sort of religious undertones or explicit religious references out of the comics. So now we just need to hoppy out of here. Just checking to see if there's any loot that I might have left on around here. Ah, there was a body upgrade up there. I don't know if I got it. Let's see if I can go find it. Yeah. Okay, so we got the body upgrade, and we can be transported back to the wonderful home of Doctor Strange, assuming we've got everything that we could get here.
Nice job in Murder World. You turned a potential disaster into a successful mission. That dark magic Clea had sensed was Mordo's spell waiting to divert the orb of teleportation. But Wong's corrected the problem. It won't happen again. Yes, Xavier's discovered that Arcade was telling the truth. Doom used the mutant amplifier on Nightcrawler to open a portal to Mephisto's realm. It's a dimension of fire and brimstone, and it's where you're headed next. For more information, talk to Professor Xavier. Or, if you're ready to go now, use the Orb of Teleportation.
All right, so we have a couple options here. We can go talk to the professor, and we can also talk to all of our other favorite people. And after doing that, I have brought in Magneto for a second here. Now, there are several achievements in this game that relate to having certain characters talk to certain other characters. Unfortunately, I was confused. I thought this meant having Magneto talk to Professor X inside the Sanctum Sanctorum. That's not actually the case. Professor X talks to you after you've arrived in Mephisto's realm, and you need Magneto to be part of your party when that happens. It's not going to trigger here.
Are intent on stranding him in Mephisto's realm once their business is concluded. But there is currently a far more pressing danger.
But there are other DLC
You're quite well.
achievements. I think like Doctor Doom has to talk to himself, meaning you have to face the final Doctor Doom boss with Doctor Doom in your party.
Yeah.
I think
I apologize.
there's
that
pretty
the
much
Orb of
one for
Teleportation
every DLC
sent you
character.
to Murder World. I should have foreseen Baron Mordo's treachery. Perhaps. I find that I must ask a favor of you. While you are in Mephisto's realm, if you should locate the Eye of the Shadow Queen, would you bring it to me? Rest assured that the orb will now take you to the proper destination. The spells required to counteract Baron Mordo's magic were quite difficult. I found it to be an intriguing test of my skills. That was a spell Baron Mordo had cast to disrupt the Orb of Teleportation. It was designed to activate immediately after anyone used the orb. Correct. It is a testament to Mordo's skill that he was able to cloak the spell's true function from Clea and Doctor Strange. It is a talisman of value to no one but me. The bauble serves as a reminder of a creature who caused me a great deal of turmoil. She had me abducted and taken to her dimension. It required the combined might of Doctor Strange and myself to destroy her. It is a pleasure to be of service.
This next mission is going to be your most difficult yet. Mephisto's realm is not a place people visit willingly, but to save Nightcrawler's life, and to find out what the Masters of Evil are doing. It is where you must go. It is an alternate dimension, filled with all types of nightmarish creatures. And in this land, Mephisto reigns supreme. He watches over the astral energy of people he has duped into making deals with him. Yes. For Mephisto,
So,
there is no
what we're going to be
greater
doing
joy
here for the
than
rest of the
staring
episode is
at
basically
the
just talking to
person
people
that
around
dragon.
Doctor Strange,
Ghost Rider, for instance. He was willing
or
to
Doctor
exchange
Strange's
his
base,
assets for
in order to find out all we can about
just for
Mephisto,
saving his stepfather
and then,
cancer.
hopefully, by the end of
Mephisto had
the
allowed his
episode,
stepfather
we will
to
be
die
ready
in a motorcycle.
to transport to Mephisto's realm.
No one good, I can assure
So I'll be looking forward
you. There is the vampire
to seeing you
goddess
guys
there, and Zerotho
once
seemed
that
to
process
have
is
been a
complete.
part of
But for
this
right
plan.
now, you can
But perhaps
learn
most
some
of
more
all,
about
this black the son of
Mephisto.
Count yourself lucky if you are able to avoid him.
But even if you don't, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.
All right.
Hello, Carol. Is the team ready for Mephisto's realm?
We know it's not going to be easy, Colonel, but we're ready.
I don't know. It makes no sense. Mephisto and Doom have been enemies a long time. For years, on every Midsummer's Eve, Dr. Doom attempted to invade Mephisto's realm and retrieve his mother. When Doom was very young, his mother made a pact with Mephisto. She promised her astral spirit in return for the power to destroy a baron who was impoverishing her people. Right. She couldn't control the power, and wound up killing almost everyone in her village. She died shortly after and became a prisoner of Mephisto. Yes, oddly enough, Dr. Doom and Dr. Strange teamed up and went to Mephisto's realm. Together, they freed Cynthia Von Doom. Without a doubt, the Tome of Asarius listed the coordinates of Mephisto's realm. With that information, Doom could properly attune Nightcrawler's teleportation portal. Anytime.
Hi, what can I do for you? It was built by S.H.I.E.L.D. to analyze mutant DNA and augment whatever innate powers a mutant has. But the amplifier never got past the testing phase because of the side effects. The device was so powerful, it had a way of burning out test subjects. Any mutant that used it usually wound up in the hospital for a couple of weeks. You know me. I'm just here to help.
Hello and welcome back from Murder World. Do you require information? He is a vile creature who would consume the astral energy of his victims. His power grew to such a point that he drew Mephisto's attention. The two battled, and Mephisto won. Yes, so much so that Mephisto sent him to Earth and bound him to different humans. Eventually, Zarathos was bound to Johnny Blaze, and thus was the birth of Ghost Rider. Come back anytime.